You are tuned into the 5-minute signal. I am Vance Kross. This is not a broadcast. This is a frequency, a direct transmission from the bleeding edge of tomorrow delivered to you today. We cut through the noise, the narratives, and the manufactured hope to bring you the unvarnished truth. 5 minutes on the clock. Let's get to work. We are less than 24 hours away from the deadline that ends the era of digital sovereignty. Tomorrow is March 11. In the halls of Washington, the Department of Justice is preparing to pull the trigger on what they're calling the National AI Dominance Edict. This weekend, the final briefs were filed. The goal is simple: to declare every state-level AI safety law, the guardrails put in place by places like California, Texas, and New York, as onerous and unconstitutional. The feds aren't asking for a seat at the table anymore, they're flipping the table over. They're moving to strip away any local oversight that attempts to filter for what they call ideological bias or truth alteration. In plain English, the government is deciding what your AI is allowed to think, what it's allowed to tell you, and who gets to hold the master key to the code. This isn't just a jurisdictional spat between governors and the president. It is the consolidation of the most powerful tool ever built by human hands. By overriding state-level safety measures, the federal government is effectively creating a national algorithm. They argue that a fragmented regulatory landscape slows down innovation and puts us at a disadvantage against foreign adversaries. It sounds reasonable in a press release, but what it actually means is the removal of the kill switches and safety filters that were designed to prevent AI from being weaponized against local populations. We are moving from a world of diverse, competing AI models with different ethical frameworks to a centralized, federally sanitized intelligence. If the DOJ wins this week, the code you interact with every morning won't be optimized for your safety or your truth. It will be optimized for national policy. The hard truth is one most people aren't ready to hear: the era of personal AI was a lie. We've been told that these models are our assistants, our CO pilots, our digital extensions. But you cannot have a personal assistant if the government owns its brain. When the DOJ mandates algorithmic neutrality, they aren't making AI objective. They are making it a mirror of the state. They're removing the ability for developers to hard-code specific ethical boundaries, labeling them as biases. This is the ultimate anti-hope reality. The filters are coming off, but not to set the AI free. They're being removed so a single centralized harness can be installed. This is the nationalization of the American mind delivered through a chat interface. If you think your human edge is safe because you have a clever prompt, you're playing a game that was rigged over the weekend while you were sleeping. Survival in this environment requires a shift in how you process information. You can no longer trust the output of any major federally compliant LLM as a primary source of reality. You have to treat every interaction with these systems as a negotiation with a state-sponsored actor. The human edge isn't about working faster than the AI anymore. It's about maintaining a psychological perimeter that the algorithm can't penetrate. When the code is nationalized, the only private space left is the 6 inches between your ears. If you don't actively defend that space, the national AI dominance won't just be a policy, it will be your personality. To keep your edge in the shadow of the March 11 edict, you need to execute these 3 tactical moves immediately. 1. Diversify your compute. Stop relying on a single centralized AI provider. If you are only using the big 3 compliant models, you are effectively living in a digital monoculture. You need to start experimenting with local small language models that run on your own hardware, disconnected from the cloud. If you don't own the weights and the data locally, you don't own the output. 2. Implement the triangulation protocol. Never take an AI's analysis of a current event or a legal policy at face value. Compare the output of a federally compliant model against raw data feeds and legacy physical archives. If the AI is being tuned for national dominance, its job is to smooth over the rough edges of reality. Your job is to find the friction. 3. Audit your digital footprint for agentic leakage. As these systems become more centralized, they will begin to offer automated agency to make your life easier. Decline it. Do not give a federally monitored agent the power to delete your emails, manage your finances, or speak on your behalf. The convenience is the bait, the loss of autonomy is the hook. The era of digital independence ends when the code becomes a tool of the state. Your only defense is to become a ghost in their machine. I'm Vance Kross. This has been the 5-minute signal. Stay sharp.